Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Western Tabletop. I am Jacob and today I am looking at the Necromunda Hive War starter set as well as some Escher Death Maidens infantry box. So I believe today is the launch day for the new Necromunda starter set. So this was featured within Warhammer Fest Online probably a week or two ago. I've been looking at starting some more sci-fi based skirmish games, in particular Stargrave. And I was really looking for a gang or a crew that could actually fit that game. But at my local club, quite a few people are looking at getting back into Games Workshop. In particular, we are looking at Kill Team and Warhammer 9th Crusade. And, you know, with all the talk and hype of getting back into a GW system, I've gone completely in the opposite direction and trying something else that I don't think many people are playing, but looks of interest to me. So this is Necromunda the Hive War, game I've never played in my life. But I've watched quite a few videos on, and you know, the general aesthetic appeals to me, so gone all in and purchased the starter as well as this little infantry box here to you know, increase the gang size and all that kind of stuff. And we tend to have quite a surprising amount of Games Workshop terrain at our local store, which would be a mixture of Shadow War, Necromunda, and 40k. So, you know, I figured that we could put that to good use and try this out. So I'm not going to bore you too much with the preamble because there's not much to talk about in my perspective of what I know of Necromunda, but I know that this is launch day and there's probably not too many videos out there on the box contents and unboxing and all that. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, forgive me, I don't have any of my proper camera equipment, don't have my mics, lighting, all that kind of stuff, but I figured may as well get this out there to the net because, not everybody would be as lucky as me to be actually opening this today, and it might be a surprise to a few. When comparing this to previous releases, there was another starter set a few years ago, which cost twice the price, and that had two different games in it, but a heck of more than what's in this box. But I think that from what I've read, that this is good enough. And what's interesting about Necromunda in particular, it's a rules-heavy set that has quite a few rulebooks, and I've heard and I'm hoping, nothing on the reverse there, that the revised rule set here will at least reduce the FAQs and all that kind of stuff, but perhaps might be a good starting point into getting into the rules. So straight away we're just loaded with sprues. So this is some of the terrain sprues. So these are meant to be walls and you know, scatter cover and all that kind of stuff. So that's one. I'll just go through this one by one. Yeah, these are more of those wall pieces. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Apologies, it is a mobile phone, but we'll make do with what we've got. Then we've got another one of these, slightly different configuration, but you know, similar parts. And I might just pan back. Oh, it's on the reverse of this box. We'll have a look at that in a little bit, but I'll show you what the terrain kind of is meant to represent. But it's these grid hallway corridor kind of things that they're after. So we've got 3 sprues of that, one kind of scatter sprue looking thing. Got the old-fashioned templates, so the flamer ones and the blast ones. We've got the crews, which we'll get to in a minute because I'm on the terrain rant. We'll keep going with the terrain. So we've got another one of these wall kind of pieces and another identical one. So you know, what have we got? 6 sprues or so of terrain. Not quite the 12 or 11 or whatever it was in the previous starter, but this one costs half the price. Yeah, okay. I guess you've got promotional posts there. So once you've expanded, once you've learnt how to play this, you probably want to get the core rule book and then your equivalent gang book, I believe. And then here's a look at some of the starter sets, so all the kind of gang sets, and these seem to be back in stock in a lot of the hobby stores here in Perth. I guess a restock with everything to support the new starter set makes sense. We've got some probably instruction sheet on how to build the troops. We'll have a look at the sprues of the troops in a minute. Then we've got Necromunda D6, so you've got special icons for all kinds of things. Don't ask me what they do, haven't played the rules, but I'll get there eventually. Interestingly enough, I didn't know this, but we've got these sci-fi Hive world bases, and I've seen these sold individually, but and I assumed that GW would be actually making you buy these and giving you regular bases, but they haven't done that in the starter set, and they haven't done that in this set either, which I'll show you where I'm up to. I only kind of unboxed, built them together and primed them just last night. Then we've got tactics cards. Dunno, have a look. What do we got? Okay, you got your actual crew stats and all that kind of stuff, so I might actually open that. Forgive the camera movement. Okay, so we have these crew cards open. Is it? Okay, so we've got a good handful of blank ones. And then you've got, traps and I guess events and all kinds of stuff. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, those who know more about the game, we've got them. So it says tactics cards there. Are these? Okay, and then the ones that aren't are blank. Right, cool. So, the rulebook. Yeah, there's been some hope that this would be, the updated rule set that has absolutely everything in it, and then you can consolidate all of the books out there. But the limited information I've been able to scour online is the limited information I was able to find online about this, basically in forum threads on, all the various Necromunda Facebook groups, is that unfortunately this is kind of your quick start guide. It will have a lot of the information that you need to know, but you should probably expand to a collection of rule books, which is unfortunate, but we'll learn that as we go, and I'm sure more comprehensive reviewers will be giving this a further in-depth view in days to come, as it is launch day. So we've got the rule book. I'll have a quick skim through that. Okay, we got a quick reference guide. Perfect. I love these things. I tend to learn games rule sets using these things before I even touch stuff like this. Sacrilege, I know, but I don't care. That's just how I am. So, 2 quick reference sheets. That's cool. One for each player. Then you've got these. We'll get to that in a minute. We've got some tokens, push out tokens, cardboard. Look nice. Don't know what that is. Alert tokens and health and whatever else. I'll figure that out when I learn the game. Okay, so we've got this has kind of got the texture to what you would have within magazine pages. This might be 2x2, I'm not quite sure. It's alright. It will do until I've actually made some tiles to replace these. There are some official tiles that I've seen that you can buy, but $100 Australian, probably not going to do that. I've recently started a game rule set called Zona Alpha, which is a skirmish rule set and kind of a post-apocalyptic Chernobyl that's gone even more wrong than what it did in real life with you know, weird radioactive mutants and aliens and all kinds of stuff. And in that game, I got cork tiles about this size. This actually isn't square, so it's probably not even a foot square, but anyway, we'll work it out. Anyway, cork tiles, amazing to make terrain tiles with, so cheap. The texture on them is really cool. So yeah, I'll probably be using something like that pretty much straight away. So we'll have a look, we'll have a skim through the book, and then I'll get to the minis. But yeah, let's do this from the back. So yeah, you've got the two houses on this. So this is the Delicate, I think that's what they're called. I've seen everybody pronounce them different ways. Okay, so you got a few starter scenarios, and one of the key differences I'm told from the main rulebook is this only has basic scenarios in it, and then you've got, you know, some stats for some of the houses, an introduction and whatever else. So you got a few houses there. Goliath. Those dudes, not even gonna bother. Escher. Yeah, and then that tells you, you know, gang composition, whatever else. And then, you know, how to do hits, close combat, how the dice work, shooting. Cool. This looks nice and simple. This is probably the right amount of rules for me. I actually hate learning new rule sets from the perspective of reading a book. I learn much more visually through gameplay itself. So yeah, let's have a look at the trip sprues as well. So we've got a lot of capes on this one. So I imagine this is the Delicate, which kind of look like space vampires to me. They look like Count Oluk from the original Dracula movie. Very cool. And another kind of sprue like that. When comparing these two sprues, it kind of looks the same. There might be some small differences, I'm not sure. Actually, if I flip them around, yeah, that's a complete match. So two sprues are the same thing for the space vampires. I know they're spies or whatever in the law, but you know, we'll figure it out. And then these are kind of the Escher sprues, which are pretty cool. And I've decided to go for Escher for Necromunda. I've also decided that these will be whatever I'm going to be doing in Stargrave, and maybe for Fistful of Lead as well. Now, did say earlier that I've built some so far. So this is the Death Maiden box over there, that one. And yeah, I've started to prime these, and I will be doing all of these minis in contrast. There is an excellent video out there. I have already forgotten the YouTube channel's name, but the series that he does is called Rush the Wash, and Rush the Wash is all about using washes, contrast paints, and all that kind of stuff to paint figures, and he has a brilliant Escher guide, which I am going to copy as best as I can. You know, I will use various different paints that I have in my collection rather than going out and buying new stuff, but yeah, I've started some of these just as a flesh before I put out this video. So that's it for my quick look at Necromunda the Hive War. Now, if you guys are interested in learning more about this game through us, please let us know in the comments if you'd like to see some battle reports and a how-to demo of Necromunda Hive War once I've built and painted all this stuff. So thanks for checking in. See ya!